Hi everybody, my name is Diego. I am the program manager of curriculum here at Lambda. And in this video, we're just going to be going over an intro to the open case list page. If you're in the varsity division, this is a crucial page that you need to learn how to maneuver. It helps you find what other teams are reading in the Lambda circuit, but also if you're traveling to invitationals, it also helps you prepare in advance for what other teams may be reading as well. We're going to go over some of the hyperlinks, and I'm just going to show you a quick guide to it, show you how I navigate this page. But yeah, hopefully you learn a little bit out of it. If you're new, I think this is a great resource for you to understand one of the crucial aspects of Wiki disclosure practices. And then, yeah, we'll just go over it. So, title of the website is just called Open Case List. If you search it up, it's going to take you to a page like this. You're going to log in with your tab room information, and you're going to see some toggles, some links to other websites. So you're going to see NDT CETA, that is the college circuit. NDCA high school policy, that is you. NDCA high school LD, that's a different debate format, and then so forth. The PF is public forum, college LD is college LD, and then the open evidence project. We're going to be going over three of them. That is going to be NDT CETA policy and open evidence project. So I'm going to do the open evidence project one first. The open evidence project is a collection of a bunch of camp files that happen over the summer. So across the nation, a bunch of debate camps produce evidence, and all of that is disclosed here for the purpose of making sure that students who don't go to camp, or even students that do go to a certain camp, have access to evidence that is being created across the nation. If you're new to varsity, you might want to like look at certain affirmatives as the basis for what you're going to run at the beginning of the season. And these files act as a really good jumping off point for how you want to evolve your strategies throughout the season. Um, Maneuvering this is pretty easy. As long as you're viewing this in real time, it's going to update it with the current season. So the 25-26 season just ended, so everything is populated here. You can search stuff up according to with many different ways. You can search it up according to a camp. So for example, if I type in H, Harvard pops up. Um, these are some files that the Harvard camp created. If you look at tags, this helps you sort everything according to what specifically you are looking for. So, for example, I would say this is the most important helpful feature as well. If you're looking for only affirmatives, you would just put affirmative, and then you'll find every single file labeled with an affirmative. Usually, these files come with both the affirmative and a case negative. And something I see whenever I judge is that a lot of these Lambda teams pull 1ACs from the wiki or from the Open Evidence Project. So if you're having trouble responding to a certain thing that one Lambda school is saying, chances are there's something you can find on the Open Evidence Project. If you're looking for a base critique, if you search up critique, everything pops up here. We got some stuff from the Michigan camp about capitalism. Harvard has a security file. Georgetown has another capitalism file. Things like that. Disads, theory shells, all the same thing. Um, I would suggest after you're done parsing the Open Evidence Project and you don't find anything useful from this year, you can also look at old versions, even from 2013. I find that older years have theory files. So, for example, this one has ASPEC that you might want to borrow from. If I just search up here, we have theory tags that the newer versions of files don't have, and it gives you a good amount. So, I would suggest just looking by these. But yeah, that is it. I would not recommend sorting stuff by name or date. It's just not too helpful. I would also not recommend downloading all of these files. It's a lot, like it's just a lot. It's gonna crash your computer. Um, just download the ones that you want, explore them. Yeah, organize the stuff that you do like from the file. Okay, so that's the Open Evidence Project. Really useful jumping off point in case you're getting scared of like the research it takes to succeed in varsity. You can use this to really help you build a foundation for your strategy. Okay, next one is going to be the high school policy wiki. Um, Right here, this is a collection of every single high school and their specific evidence sets if they disclose them. So ideally in Lambda, not all schools disclose their files, but you should if you are planning to debate in the varsity division. It helps circulate your arguments. If you are afraid of other teams prepping them out, then you're doing debate wrong. You should be willing to disclose your files because it makes debates better, and it also helps you test your skills against tougher opponents. If you're not doing that, you could be open to some theory arguments about why disclosure practices are necessary in debate, and you could lose to them. Yeah, I mean. I just say disclose. Like it's really not that serious. But I'm sure you appreciate when you can find other teams' arguments on the wiki so you can prep them out. So just reciprocate that. Um, the way this works is on the left-hand side, you're gonna have a bunch of different high school names. Chances are you probably just have to control F wherever yours is at. You can customize what year you're looking for. So maybe there's a certain team that you really like from a previous year. You can toggle that by putting 23, 24, choose the high school policy wiki, and then you'll find a bunch of other past teams. But just for the sake of right now, I'm going to the policy wiki and I'm going to up a Lambeau team. I'm going to look up Huntington Park because that's the school I used to coach. What you'll see is we have entries for their varsity teams. Let's look at HP. BP, let's say you're prepping out their affirmative. If you click on their app side, you'll see that they have entries from the tournaments they've been to, the rounds that they've been on, what side they were. You'll see that the wiki allows you to customize what specifically you're looking for. So let's say you have no idea what HP is running. You want to check their wiki to see if they have an affirmative. It looks like right here that they obviously they've been AF a lot, but they read maybe like two different affirmatives, one called Arctic Othering. They make a couple like edits I see with version 2. And then they read one called Violence on Our Earth. So what you would do to see if they have a wiki entry, obviously they have things like the side they were, opponent they faced, judge that they had, but they also have a round report. Round report just tells you what happened in the round. Ideally, most people put the 1AC they read, the 1NC that was read against them, and then what the ultimate 2NR was. And then if they're on the negative side, they usually put what the 1AC was and what they ended up going for. The most helpful thing about wikis is not even all these things, it's more about the open source. If somebody open sources a document, it means that they are leaving their evidence open and like open to the public. So if I were to download this, it would most likely give me a document of the cards that they read in that round or for a particular speech. Super helpful for preparing against this potential opponent, and also super helpful to tailor your strategy as well. Let's try another example. Let's go for Elizabeth Learning Center. Esmeralda Barajas. Yeah, it looks like they have an open source. They don't have a full round report, but at the end of the day, still something to work off of. Even if they don't have an open source, they might have this thing called Cites. Cites gives you the tag, the author, and a little bit of the actual card right here. Even if it's not the entire file, this is really helpful for you to understand what their strategy is and help you prepare against their stuff as well. Um, with that being said, let's go over how to make a wiki entry as well. Okay, let's talk about how to make a wiki entry. So, if you haven't made your school name yet on the website, you would just make it right here for purposes right here. I'm just going to put Lambda, state, California. Okay, create new school. All right. It's going to show right here that the Lambda team or the Lambda wiki has been created. What you want to do is now add teams. Nobody really uses add novices, but right here, debater first name, I'm just going to put test one, and then we'll put, oh, can we not do that? We'll do test one. We'll do test two. All right. We add this team, boom, shows up over here. Ideally, that's you and your partner. To make a wiki entry, we would go over here and we would put add round. So you can either do all AF or neg. It doesn't really matter because you enter the rounds as you go and then you're able to click if it's AF or neg after. So you click add round tournament. Let's say it was Lambda T1 season opener. You were on the affirmative side round. It was round three. Opponent was J-Flow. The judge was Amber. Um, yeah, ideally you want to put the school and like the team code specifically, like HPBP, for example. Round report 1AC was Lambda. One and C was UDLDA, something like that. Two and R was UDLDA. It's the only thing they had in the one and C. You just want to give a quick report of what happened. No one's asking for like a narration of everything that happened in the run. It's just like, what was the one AC? What did the one and C read? What was the two and R ultimately? Very simple. You did not need to write a paragraph. If you got recorded and you consented to that, then you would put the URL right here. And then right here is where you would drag all the files you want to open source. If you don't want to open source, I highly suggest you do. If you don't want to open source, you can add Cites. This is a more complicated and archaic way of showing people what files you read. You have to like press certain buttons in the verbatim document that don't necessarily work all the time. So I would suggest just drag the file right here. Download it as a Word doc, download it as a Word doc ideally. Some people do PDFs, which is not really helpful. But download it as a Word doc, just drop the file right there, and then boom, you have done your disclosure. So let me see. If I just put add round, you'll see how this looks. Aside from me not open sourcing a file, you'll see that this looks pretty complete. And you just keep doing that. Little tip I have is to just make sure that you number the tournaments you go to. It looks nicer. It doesn't look as messy. So for example, if we go to Huntington Park, you'll see that they have numbered all their tournaments according to the order that they went in. This helps because in the wiki, it organizes it according to the number order, whereas if they did not put the numbers, it would organize it alphabetically, and it might look like they went to one tournament first when they really didn't. So I would suggest using numbers. Okay. Last place that we need to look at is NDT CETA. This right here is mainly like, let's say you've gotten really into debate and you like certain teams, you like certain arguments that they read, or you just want to see what's going on with the college portion of debate. This is a really cool place to not only experiment with new arguments, but also to just like again keep track of what's going on with the current meta. Um, Most college teams are pretty good about citing or open sourcing their stuff compared to high school teams. We'll go to Long Beach, for example. Let's look at Curtis and Daniel. If we look there, you'll see that they follow the same thing. O1, they number it according to the tournaments they went to in chronological order. They have the round, they have sides, opponents, judges. You know, they like to get a little quirky with their round reports, which is kind of cool. And then you'll see something that's really cool about college teams is that they get recorded quite often. Long Beach gets recorded a lot according to their wiki, and that's a lot of places to learn debate through. But yeah, hopefully this was helpful in you navigating the wiki, and